You're watching ADTV! Little girl, little boy, standing on the glass mountain. Little girl, little boy, standing on the glass mountain. She had to be carried away, then flew from her arms. Follow the voice, go further, set free in the garden. Little girl, little boy, standing on the glass mountain. Little girl, little boy, standing on the glass mountain. Little girl, little boy, standing on the glass mountain. Little girl, little boy, standing on the glass mountain.
You're watching ADT. Look, a squirrel!
From Peekskill, New York, you're watching ADTV. And our lovely host, the one, the only, Rock and Roll Rose Aiva.
Hey, everybody.
And I'm Crazy Irish Eddie.
Yes, he is.
I am.
More than ever today.
I'm wearing my colors.
I'm so happy you guys can join us again. We have a great lineup.
We have a great lineup. Oh, we
Yeah.
do have a great lineup. Do you know who's in the house tonight?
Yes, I do.
Bill Sorvino's in the house.
Love him.
Bill Sorvino. Bill Sorvino.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right. And who else we got?
Paul
Paul
Neilson.
Neilson.
Yes.
Hey, Paul Neilson's in the house.
Yes.
We got Paul Neilson.
Don't do that.
No singing?
No,
Oh, man. Anyway, so we have a great show tonight.
Yes, we
and
do.
What's going on? How was your weekend? Tell me about it.
Crazy. Great weekend.
Crazy,
Yeah.
great weekend.
Yep.
Hey, I saw a rainbow tonight.
I told you not to talk about the rainbow.
I want to talk about the rainbow. It was great. It's the most beautiful rainbow. I was driving over the, what is it?
You're really going to talk about the rainbow?
Yeah, the Bear Mountain Bridge. And you know, they say don't text and drive. I never saw anything about not taking pictures and drive, so I kind of had to. I was just, beautiful rainbow. All right, I feel better.
All right, moving on.
It was a great rainbow.
Well, I had a great weekend.
Really?
Yeah, we shot a great movie yesterday, Cuffs and Shields.
Cuffs and Shield.
Cuffs and
Cuffs
Shield.
and Shield. There's no S.
Yeah, but it was
And
a
that
long
has
day.
nothing
It
to
was
do
great.
with ADD.
And Artie was on it, Artie Pasquale, so he joined
Artie
us again.
Pasquale. I've heard of that guy
That was
before.
really good. He played the Don.
Yeah, he was
So-
the Don.
Yeah, he was. He
He was
awesome.
the Mon playing the Don. He
It
was
a
right
great day.
on.
Now, please. I knew it was going to be one of these days.
It's, I don't know, I feel
You know
ticklish
what?
today.
I'm feeling that we should bring Bill on.
We should?
Yeah.
Bill Sorvino?
Bill Sorvino.
The Bill Sorvino?
Yes.
Bill Sorvino, come
Bill
on
Sorvino!
down. I want to talk to you.
I need
That's
you in
him.
here.
That's Bill Sorvino.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi,
Hello.
Rose.
Thank you for having
Thank you for joining us.
Well,
Thank you.
for having me.
Thank you for saving
you.
me.
No, thank
You
you.
guys are nuts.
Yes, we
Oh.
are nuts.
A little kooky.
Oh, yeah.
Great. No, it's fun. I was laughing. Did you see
He
me
was
laughing
laughing,
back there?
see? Were you laughing
I was
at
in the
the
control
rainbow?
room laughing my butt off.
Did
'Cause
you
you
like
guys,
the rainbow?
I saw the rainbow. You talked about the rainbow. I saw the rainbow
And-
when we got here,
Yeah.
and it was a type of rainbow that my friend Paul and I were saying. It reminds us of it's a I don't want to use any profanity.
Oh,
Okay.
no profanity. No
Well, you could
profanity.
use.
It's a wonderful thing to see when you're getting past a bad moment in life.
Okay,
bad
right,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
It's almost inspiring, like
It's
good things are
Thank you.
coming ahead, like
Thank-
like a sign.
Exactly,
Yes. Ooh, I just got
precisely.
goosebumps.
It was a sign from wherever,
Right.
I don't know, God or
Yeah,
some
God.
supreme
Yeah.
being saying,
Yes.
Somewhere over.
He sings. You let him sing.
Well, he
Bill
sings
Cyril
good.
used to sing. Never mind that.
You're
That's
sitting
not-
there going la la la. That's not a song.
I wasn't saying la la la.
Whatever.
I used to sing in a rock band.
Did you really?
I sure did.
What was the name
Sure
of the rock
did.
band?
Undercurrent.
Undercurrent.
I used to play all over New York City, Bleecker Street, all those, those bars and that kind of
Wow,
stuff.
that's
New Jersey,
what did you?
New York.
Instrument, lead singer.
Singer, guitarist, songwriter.
Wow, I would.
Got pretty popular. We were signed to an independent record label, and
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to look that up. I
didn't
wish
tell
I
me
you won't
about
find it.
it
It was 10 years. It
before.
was, before the internet was all
Yeah.
crazy,
Wow, that's really impressive.
I gave it up and went towards acting.
Wow, that's great.
Can you still play?
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote a song for a play that I was in 2 years ago. It's for the, it played in the beginning of the play and then during it a little bit.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really good. I'm impressed. Wow. I mean, I think singing is like, it's not easy. And
No,
people,
it's not.
like, I feel like I can sing when in my
the
own
shower.
head. Yeah. And then my niece is like, Aunt Rose, just, no, it's not working for you. But it sounds good to me.
It's not working for
I
you.
think, unfortunately, sometimes it sounds good to me and not necessarily so great on the outside either, but I work on it,
Wow,
But I don't do it
impressed.
anymore.
So you wrote too.
Not so much.
Writing music is hard. That's not
I love writing music.
Really?
I love writing music. I have music playing in my head.
That's awesome. Eddie has
all the time.
static.
I
in
think
his
I'm
head.
crazy, actually.
No.
but-
No, I
And people talk to me. What?
I love it. That's awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
we want to talk to you. We have a lot of things. I have a lot of questions
segue.
for you. A lot of questions.
Stop tapping.
I can't help it. I got like these habits. These.
All right, go on.
When we were shooting yesterday, just a little note. It's
gonna be about him now.
I kept tapping my cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had to redo
They say
it.
that's a lack of sleep. You're not sleeping well at night.
You.
That's what I've heard that.
You're right.
Because I notice when I don't sleep well at night, I'm bouncing my leg all the time.
Yeah. And it was such a great take, and everybody's like, "Great, great!" I go, "Guys,
The sound.
I
Yeah,
remember
check
I
it.
was
Oh.
anyway." So, number one topic, what I want to ask about: what is organized criminal?
Organized Criminal. It's a wonderful. It's a screenplay at this point. Trying to get into production. Written by the brilliant mind of Crystal Diane Stevens.
Awesome.
And her partner's here, Joe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, trendy
Go,
pictures.
Joe!
Trendy pictures.
And it's I play the part of Nolan. I'm in the crime family, but I'm the cooler head, the level-headed guy who tries to keep everybody on track, remind the hotheads about the rules and
Right.
the rules of engagement, so to speak, in the mob, at least in the mob code.
Right.
And I try and keep everything level because I know in business it's business. It's not something in business you keep your head level and you go about your business without getting into
Making it personal?
unnecessary confrontations because that only leads to So that's my character in that. It's a great script. She was
Yeah,
just told me that it
sounds
got in the top 15% of the Academy of Motion Pictures, Motion Picture Sciences. For a grant, but she was in
Wow.
the top 15% that applied.
That's awesome.
It's a great
I mean,
script, and, hopefully we
15%
get
is
into production
small, so
soon.
that means that's huge to
Yes.
be in that percentage.
And he looks like that character.
You
That
do.
Cool.
You do.
I got it under control. Keep people on their toes. Keep things.
Yeah, but there's a
going.
Not
little
always.
streak, though.
No,
I
yeah,
see
there's a
little
streak, all right.
There.
Yeah, you got
I
it.
see it.
We Italians, we don't just roll,
No.
nice and cool all the time.
Not at all.
You pop the wrong time. Yeah,
But you know what? Nobody's perfect.
no.
We're close.
Is that
Working
the
on it.
excuse you constantly use? Nobody's perfect. We're all.
I have to.
We're all
because,
human after
I hang
all.
out with you. It's like,
What's wrong with hanging out with me?
Nobody's perfect. But that's really cool. That
Yeah.
sounds like a great gig. So when is that going into?
I just signed on to the project, and I think she's the production company is Olmos, Edward James Olmos Production Company.
Right.
He's a great actor. He has a production company, and they took her project on.
Great.
So,
So you'll keep us posted so we can look out for it.
I'm sorry.
You'll keep us posted.
Yes, absolutely.
Speak
Absolutely.
up.
could-
Speak up. This is a talk show.
You'll
we're
keep us
talking.
posted.
Bill's our guest, and
So we can track it. And then
Yeah,
we can,
absolutely. Maybe I'll come back on. I'd
Yes,
love to come
without
up again.
a doubt.
that
Without a
would be
doubt.
great.
That'd be
That
great.
would be great.
Yeah.
Would be great.
Would be great. He is tired.
So, I'm not tired. I'm
All right, go
wired.
ahead.
See, literally, I'm wired. So, all right. talk to me about Bill Sorvino, the actor, and what made you that? How'd you come about it?
How did it come
Was
to
it
acting?
buzz? Did you
Well,
wake up with it one day? Did you know somebody?
No,
What
no.
happened?
I will tell you the story.
I want the
I
story.
will tell you. It's a good story. It's a nice
get
story. I'll tell you,
comfortable.
and it ties in with the family stuff we were talking about earlier. I was a singer-songwriter for many years. You know, I had some success, minor successes, and
Were you ever in Tiger Beat?
no.
Oh, okay. I love
But I
that.
wish I
Thanks,
was.
Rose.
Right.
And I had
Nobody knows what Tiger Beat
kind
is.
of faded out of that, and right around the same time, I had a long weekend at the shore. We have a shore house in New Jersey, you know.
Right, nice.
And my uncle and Mira, you know, and
Wait, who's your uncle?
my uncle's Paul Sorvino, you know,
Paul Sorvino.
Paul
Yeah.
Sorvino, and
That Paul Sorvino.
That's
and his daughter is Mira
very
Sorvino.
nice. Yes. Great actress.
So they were down for the weekend. They come whenever they're in town, whenever they're back east from California. So they spent a long weekend. Her husband, Chris Backus, who's now really coming up as an actor himself,
Right.
he was auditioning for this big role, and my uncle was schooling him all weekend long. Chris, when you have to be in the moment, truthful under imaginary circumstances. You know, my uncle speaks like a Shakespearean person. He doesn't speak like a good fella.
He's also writes
Yeah.
poems, right?
Yeah, everything. Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. He's a big talent. I mean, just a gigantic talent, that man.
Love it.
So anyway, the whole weekend, my daughter had just been born about 5 weeks before that. And when she was born, something struck me, some inspiration hit that I have to do something gigantically great in this world to show her what the world is supposed to be, what's possible in the world.
I love that.
So, and I didn't know what it was, but when I saw that baby born, I fell instantly in love with this small creature that my wife and I, you know, thank God had made,
Right.
and she was healthy,
Right.
and something just this huge inspiration struck me. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something. I will never forget the moment she was born. I had that inspiration. So fast forward 5 weeks.
Well, if you could make something like that,
I guess, you know, but I wanted
know?
I wanted this baby to know the world was her oyster.
Aw.
That's all I wanted I wanted that baby to know that. So 5 weeks later, this weekend with my uncle and Mira, and a lot of acting talk and all that. And Mira was studying a script for some movie she was doing. It was, you know, a nice, you know, time we spent, and you know, I've been around it my whole life,
Sure.
but this particular time, it struck me. It hit me that something very major hit me with that weekend. And on the way home from the shore, I said to my wife, I'm like, you know, I think I might want to go to acting school. And she's like, go for it.
All right.
Just like that.
I love
Just
it.
like that. I was in William Esper's studio 4 months later.
right?
4 months later, William
incredible.
Esper Studio, which is
Yep.
you know, pretty well
Oh
known.
yeah,
Oh,
very
awesome.
well. That's awesome.
Our friend just graduated.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I was within a few months I was in there, and I started acting, you know, from that point on. And it's been a passion, an amazing, huge amount of passion that I have for
Well,
the craft.
you strike me as a natural though, like for somebody to just go and jump into it and go right into it resonated as soon as you said it. It felt right.
Yes.
So you just dove into
And
it.
then my first day in class, I said, "Oh, where was this all my life? This
See?
is exactly where I
This
belong."
is me. I
You
fit
knew it.
in. This is part
You
of
knew
what's
it.
going on.
So it's like a
Exactly.
natural feeling,
Exactly.
and you
I
naturally.
was terrible in
just-
the beginning. I was terrible. Terrible. I was terrible.
I think
Took
we
a lot of
all were.
studying.
Yeah, I think everybody
We
goes
all
through
have
that.
a starting point. We all
Yeah.
have to,
Eddie was the
to learn.
worst. You couldn't have been. No,
No, I've been the same. I've been the worst.
no,
But
I agree with you in the beginning, because you know what? The first thing they say is just be yourself, and then you're like, oh my God, who am I? Like, what's being yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
You
it's
have to
like
start
now
analyzing
you
what's
start like
yourself.
analyze like.
How
all right,
are you natural? You have to be natural, but you don't know what.
Yeah.
I'm saying these words that aren't mine. How do I be natural in that situation?
Exactly.
So that's you have to learn that craft of that.
Exactly. So, but that's really awesome.
Yeah, so that's the
and
story.
your wife was totally
100%
behind you.
has always been on board, 1,000%.
I noticed
behind
that, like, just you know, I'm a Facebook junkie.
You admit it.
Yes.
She said that on ADTV. Rose
I
is a
did. I
Facebook
did.
junkie.
I-
Thank you.
You know how I love my stocks. Anyway, I noticed, like, the way you are with your family,
Mm-hmm.
and like I was telling you earlier, I think that's admirable.
Mm.
Totally admirable. How your career is thriving. You're a busy man. You have your your hand in different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're acting, you have the film festivals, you're doing a lot of things.
Yes.
And you're a father, a husband, and you're paying bills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter just because you're an actor, you still have bills and, you know, whatever.
That's when you know you're good, when you're paying bills
When you're
as
paying
an
bills
actor.
as an actor. But your family, I fall in love just reading like your vacations, your daughter's birthday,
know.
just all these great things. And I think that I don't really know you well, but just from that, I have a lot of respect for you.
Well, thank you. I mean, family is everything for me, as we were talking about before. I mean, there's nothing more important than that, than my wife and my children. And of course, my immediate family, my parents, my sisters. But, you know, my family, there's nothing that would ever get in the way of their health, happiness, you know, nothing, not acting, none of that stuff. I do acting because I love it, I have a passion for it, but I also think that that's giving them the openness to the world. If I wasn't doing acting, and if I was doing something that was some other thing that wasn't for me, but I did it to pay bills or whatever,
Good
I would
point.
be very unhappy, and they wouldn't get the fullness
That
of
is
me.
wonderful. That you
Yeah.
should. Can we make a T-shirt with that?
We'll do a T-shirt. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
fullness of me.
Well, if
No,
we're-
but
if
can you say it again? I forgot it already.
I have no idea what I just said.
What did I say?
ADT.
Thank God we can replay
We all have
that
ADD.
later because that was very profound. You should tell that to your uncle because he likes poems.
Oh, my
but that
uncle's
was
great with that
very
kind of hit, yeah.
what you just said because you're doing what you love, so it makes you a better man, so you can be a better husband and a better
That's correct.
parent. And that was poetry.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause.
So if we're ready, I'd like to look at some of your passion
Yeah.
for acting.
Let's
So
go
if
to
we
the
have
reel.
Bill's reel ready to go,
Wait, can we get a clip? Can we go to the clip?
can we go to the clip? Can we go to the videotape?
Here we go.
Well, I'm coming here to see you.
You dance pretty, Doris.
Glenn, what are you doing here?
Soldier Boy's back. Look at that. Gave up the old red, white, and blue pretty fast, didn't you, boy? You know how many girls would love to be in her position right now? Now I'll decide what's best for my wife, and I expect you to honor that. Sometimes people just deserve to die. You have to understand that. There are real bad people out there. Real bad people. In suits. In ties. And I'm like, you'll find people here today. My daughter died because I was powerless to help her. But that doctor could have. Try.
Well, he was watching me. So I turned to him and raised the beer a bit. I had it in a brown paper bag. I pulled down the paper
You pulled down the paper.
so he could see what it was. And then I said,
Yes?
you look thirsty. Would you like some?
You pulled down the paper.
Yes.
Great. A little party on the 6 train. The car was empty. You had reasonable expectation that he would sit somewhere else, but he didn't. He was at fault. That's why they said you approached him. He invaded your personal space. He harangued you. He got what was coming to him. He got what he deserved.
Glenn, Lily said she'd meet you outside.
Outside.
She had to throw up.
Throw up. Why?
She swallowed a flower while she was singing.
Outside. Sure. Thanks.
Look at him. This is no child. This is a dangerous, weak-minded man.
Oh,
That
wow.
was great. That was awesome. That was some powerful stuff there.
Thank you.
With that gun there, huh?
What was the project, well, yeah, with the gun, where you couldn't save your daughter. You were
That was Maniac.
That
You
was
were
me.
powerless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that with Paul and him.
That was
Yeah.
bringing tears.
Yeah, that was-
I'm a father. I have 3 daughters, and it takes you to a desperate situation where people are doing desperate things, and
That's what it was about.
That was.
But
Just,
there was like a human level to you, even though you were at that point. You were just,
Mm-hmm.
the emotion was there. And the period piece, I love that look. You were like awesome in that. You really, I felt like you were really there, in that
I
period.
was playing
It's like,
a Midwesterner.
That's
This Italian was playing a Midwesterner.
It was great. It was
authentic
great.
and believable.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Exactly.
It was a great look.
yes, yes.
Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you.
That clip moves me. That's still there, but we'll save that.
Yeah, we'll save that for when-
You
'cause-
got me. You got me.
You're a mush anyway.
Hey, listen.
Stop it.
My tapping. I'm still tapping.
So,
No ums.
what I know, I always say the first piece in your clip, which
That was, I did that film when I was like almost fresh out of acting school.
Right.
With Domenica Scorsese, Martin
Wow.
Scorsese's daughter.
that's awesome.
My cousin Michael directed it.
Right.
Mira's brother.
Nice.
So that was one of our, we did 2 projects together, Michael and I, and hopefully maybe something in the near future actually. But he directed it. I was the lead with Domenica Scorsese. She played my love interest.
Yes.
And we won Best Debut Director at the Beverly Hills Film Festival.
That's awesome. It was awesome.
and-
And the one with Frank.
Frank, yeah.
Yeah, I
Party
know
on the
Frank.
6 train.
Yeah, that was really good too.
was
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
were
not
like-
finished. It's not finished. It's we did it last summer. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but he was great.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
still.
great. He
Yeah,
nailed it every time.
yeah. I
Really good.
was impressed with that too. So you've done your share, and you got a lot coming up too.
I do.
The one
I'm
coming
excited.
up, I want to ask you about. Mommy's Box.
Mommy's Box. I just shot that in
What
April.
is Mommy's
Mommy's
Box,
Box.
and
It's a-
what is that title?
We have a clip later for that.
It's an odd title to say the very least. I think I mean, the story is about mine and my brother, 2 brothers. We put the 2 leads. Mine and my brother's mother. She just passed away. I was like the mama's boy. I stayed back in Long Island, and he went off to New York City to become a music producer. So now we had lost touch. The story starts out with him doing some music producing and stuff like that, and then I call him up and I'm like, listen, Nick, you got to come home. Mom died. It's been too long. I don't know. You have to come home, please. So he's like, okay, all right, fine. He's actually aggravated about it because they had such a falling out with the mother. She was crazy. She was bipolar and all this
Right.
kind of stuff. So anyway, it turns out there was this box that she had put away in the safety deposit box.
Right.
That Nick had to sign for, at 13 years old, sign for the key. And it's basically, it's a coming together of the 2 brothers and the resolution of me getting him to understand that Mommy wasn't so bad.
Right.
She was crazy, but she was Mom.
Right.
And she was, and there's no way around. That's your mother, and the love you have to have for her, it has to be there. And the things that she did good, because every mother may have some
I
bad
agree.
points. Every mother must make some mistakes, as every father makes some mistakes.
Right.
But they still loved you some way, because look at you, you're here, and that's kind of what the story really is about.
Well, that's pretty deep there.
It's great, and then the box is a MacGuffin in Hitchcockian terms.
Right.
Hitchcock always used a MacGuffin, which is something that drives the plot forward.
Right.
And this box was this thing that you're chasing basically throughout the whole story.
Right.
The idea of this box. It was an emotional piece to some degree for me as well, because I had to bring up some emotions in terms of family stuff myself, and as
Sure.
he did, and he wrote. It's not his own family, but there's some.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful,
Well,
wonderful thing. We became brothers in the process.
That's-
We really became brothers. It's
I
Johnny
wanna see
Greenlaw, by
that.
the way.
Right.
His name is Johnny Greenlaw. Great producer and director and writer.
So it's finished. You're working on
We
that.
finished it in
You
April.
Finished it in April.
It's in post production now.
Wow.
Awesome.
I want to look out for that. That
Yeah,
sounds really.
it should be a great film.
intense.
Actually, who's in it also is Carly Brooke Pearlstein, but I don't know if she drops a name. She's really coming up in the ranks big time. She's
Right.
in a bunch of major motion pictures. So she's in like 3 or 4 $50 million movies right
Wow,
now.
that's
yeah, so
that's what-
you know,
that's what we all
have
want,
some
right?
legs here. And also, who else was in it was Joey D'Onofrio.
Joey D'Onofrio.
Good,
yes,
Wow.
yeah,
he's a good
we know
friend of
Joey,
a lot of
yeah.
people. Everyone knows
Yes,
Joey.
yes, everybody
And
knows Joey.
David Harris, who played Cochise in The Warriors. Did you ever see The Warriors?
No, I
Oh, yeah.
The African American Cochise with the feather,
Yes.
and he became a good friend of mine.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, because we did Maniac together as well.
Did I see The
Small world.
Warriors?
Yeah,
The Warriors?
Yeah.
The famous
it's a
Warriors?
classic.
Are you kidding me?
Classic.
What's one of the what's one of the lines? One of the plugs.
I know you're usually good at that.
Usually.
Cochise.
Not right now.
Help me out.
What?
Warriors.
What about it?
What's like the theme?
famous line.
Warriors, come
Out
out
and
to
play. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm like, it's so simple. Where?
Yeah,
That's I'm shocked at you that it didn't come like
Oh.
that because that's all he does. He'll quote.
You never heard that?
He'll send
Warriors
me.
come out and play?
No,
No.
oh, I didn't see it.
You
I
eating
know.
pasta then? Or what happened?
I am bad,
Huh?
but
All right.
that's
Before
cool.
before our next guest, I want to talk about A Place for the Heroes.
A Place for Heroes. That was the period piece that you saw in the reel.
Okay.
And that was with Dan Roebuck, who you would know. He played Dr. Leslie Arst on Lost. He
Okay.
was also Matlock. He was in Matlock for
love
years
Matlock.
ago. He played the. He's one of those faces that
Yeah, you've seen him.
everyone knows who he is. He's been in a million movies, and he's one of those guys. Great, amazing, amazing actor. He was one of the main stars. My uncle was in it. Paul Sorvino was in it. Sally Kellerman, who was an old '70s star.
quite a cast there.
And Norman Lloyd, who was. I think he won the Oscar for a Hitchcock movie in like the 40s. The guy's 100 years old. We're trying to
Is he still
actually
alive?
honor him this year
Yeah.
in the film festival because he's from Jersey City.
The
Wow.
Golden Door Film,
Golden Door Film Festival.
where you've been recognized for a lot of your success. I think you had four awards.
No. Golden Door, I've won awards for Maniac.
I'm
For
sorry,
Maniac.
for
Yeah.
Maniac, yes.
Golden Door Film Festival I founded in Jersey
Founded
City.
in New Jersey.
And it's a film festival, and we've worked our way up we've grown quite a bit in our 4 years. This is our fourth year. Tommy Hilfiger is our presenting sponsor this year.
Great.
As well as Autism Speaks. They're a big sponsor also
That's
this year.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, Maniac was the awards. This Golden Door Film Festival,
you-
and where
and
were
you're
we
saying
with
I
that?
yeah, you just cut him off.
That's
Well,
okay.
listen. What's
Hey.
the show
It's a
called?
conversation.
Tell me what
I know,
the
but
show
I'm
is.
still
Why is it
young.
called
Thank
that?
you.
I was still listening to.
And what do we tell all our guests? Well, what's ADTV? Well, it's attention
I know,
deficit
we know, we
disorder.
know,
But
we
what
know.
is it?
All right.
It's two hosts with a
All right,
terrible
we
case
know.
of ADD interviewing wonderful guests
Who have
and
ADD
they
as well.
get in deep and they turn to him
See,
and say,
now I
"Could
lost
you run
my
that by me
spot."
again?" So
Unbelievable.
I want to get into
Yeah, well,
Maniac.
no,
What-
but we were going to get into Maniac later
When
because
Paul comes out,
Yeah,
because he was
he's
in it with
in
me.
it, and the
Right.
clip.
At midway through the
It'd be
show,
cool.
and we
It'd be cool.
are.
You know what? Let's
There.
bring Paul out.
I want to bring Paul. Out. Do you
Paul,
want to bring Paul out?
we have to bring it before you.
There should be some like an organ playing when he comes in.
Absolutely.
Like at the ballpark.
That would be awesome.
Paul, come out and play.
It's like, I feel like I'm screaming out, Paul!
Welcome to ADTV.
I drove in a car. Were you on a
Welcome.
So we have here Paul Neilson joining us.
Yes. Thank you for joining
And
us.
Paul,
Are you plugged in?
I'm plugged in.
All right, that was
I am
quick. I didn't
plugged
even
in,
see it
yeah.
happen.
are you plugged in?
I plugged in really
You
quick.
plugged in?
I'm plugged in. I think I'm plugged in. Am I plugged in?
Alan, are you plugged in? Mike? We're all plugged in.
Plugged in. It's a pleasure
Okay.
to be here.
We're glad to have you.
I'm having fun sitting there watching you guys.
Yeah.
Having a blast. And I have ADD also.
All right.
We do.
We love that.
Really? Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
we cut Bill off. Well, he cut
Yes, it's
Bill off
Bill.
completely.
You
But we're gonna
you
pick all that
hesitate.
up and
Pick up all
go
the
from there.
pieces.
We were
Yeah.
talking about
You
Maniac.
Put them
right?
together.
Yeah, we were talking
Right.
about
That's how you
Maniac.
got out here.
Yeah, that's how,
Because
that's how we met.
we did decide we were going to talk about two, projects when Paul came out, but Eddie was excited to talk about it now. So
Maniac was exciting. As a matter of fact, you were mentioning the gun he had in Maniac.
yeah,
That was actually my real gun from when it had to be disabled and modified. But
funny
that
story-
was a duty gun I
Funny
had.
story about that one, isn't there?
Yeah, there was a story where someone called the police, And it was a modified gun, but it was a real gun. And
Right.
and
And I was running down the streets of Linden with a gun in my hand, like this, with people chasing me.
And people didn't know you
with
were.
fake cops chasing me. Actually,
Oh,
one real cop
no.
and one fake cop chasing me. And I'm running down the street, and the cops, woo! And I
The real cops.
real cops were called
The city
because they
wasn't
saw
aware
a man
of
running with a
your,
gun.
Wow.
I'm lucky I wasn't shot dead.
The city wasn't aware that you were shooting?
well, we had a very creative director
Right.
who kind of
No.
forgot
So
about
I
business.
ran up to the car where the cameraman was in the car following me running. And as the cops come by, I said, guys, there's a cop following us. And you go, okay, run in the house. So we were right by where we were the base camp of which was a house, an office house, whatever. Ran in, I put the gun down, and I was going to curse right now, but I ran and I hid my
Oh,
ass
yeah.
off. I was like, I am not involved with this situation.
That is so.
So they I guess he knew that he's like, oh, we're shooting a student film, and we had told the one cop, and he called
Right.
and he goes, oh yeah, it turned out that someone had known about it.
Right.
Thank God.
Thank God. But you know what? That really must have brought the character to life because you actually have these
Yeah.
real cops.
That might have been the take that they used because I was.
Would have brought me to life.
Yeah, because you don't know, and you know what's you're shooting a film, and no matter what, we call them bogeys. People they don't know what's going on, and you catch they don't see a camera or it just doesn't click, and they see a guy with a gun, and it's like, oh my God, let's call 911.
It's real life.
And then it's real life to them.
And I know that city. I actually lived in Linden at one point. So I don't know if you were near Wood or Stiles Street or any of that. But, I know the neighborhood and the cops, and, that could be a scary thing.
Oh yeah.
Especially
So
if they think something's really going on.
Yeah, seriously.
Bang, bang, ask questions later.
It was also probably the coldest day that we've probably had in a couple of years.
21 degrees.
And
Wow.
it was an overnight shoot. At that point, it was like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. We were freezing.
I was tackled on the ground. I had only a thin shirt and a jacket, a light jacket. I was thrown on the ground about 20, 30 times because again, the creative director.
We had
You
and
really
those
did
handcuffs were
work your
cold.
Oh no,
ass
I
off.
did, and I'm a trooper because it's all about the work. So
See, a lot-
I don't feel it, and I'm in the zone. I don't feel it anyway.
I love that you bring this because just so our audience knows, like they think just because you're an actor and all this is all glamorous. I mean,
It is?
It's his uncle has the same.
Yeah, my uncle has the same, which I cannot repeat right now.
Well, it's champagnes and it's not all champagne and limousines.
It's not all limousines and champagne,
Right.
or champagne and limousines.
And that was said many times that night, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
I think you kept quoting that as we were freezing
Yes.
because we did that scene. We got chased. I was chasing him. He got tackled. We did the scene. We were freezing. He is a trooper because that monologue that you see him doing, that was done after that. So after the running,
That's right.
after all this,
Wow.
after freezing, probably at 5 in the morning, in a store that they didn't close,
Right.
where he's
we were being
deep.
interrupted by
Yeah.
customers and now
Sure.
coming in for coffee and this and that.
And I was amazed because I was sitting in there. He actually was able to stay focused because I wasn't in that scene. I wouldn't have been able to.
right, right.
The people who were basically background in there, who maybe had a line or two, they were losing it.
Right.
But he stayed focused. He stayed into the character. He just stayed into it.
William Esper Studio, it's like military.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like
because
boot camp for actors.
Doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also too like you love what you're doing.
Well, it's
so
the passion, too,
You're
yeah,
passionate
sure,
about
sure.
it, and you could like I said, I saw the emotion. I mean, you took it like you could see it in your eyes. It was like so real.
And
But-
Maniac, is that where you two?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was chasing him.
Yeah, that's
What's
you're-
your part?
I'm Officer Gary. I can't really I can give away the plot, can I?
No.
I mean, well, all right. I can't
Yeah,
really give it away.
well-
Well, I catch him, and for various reasons, I let him go.
Right.
And there was a personal connection, and I let him go.
Yeah,
And
paid
he's
you off, I understand.
Wow. Nah, there was a personal reason. He's a vigilante, and I basically let him go, and I get him out of there. So we had a great scene. I mean, we really connect. I mean, and he was totally in character. And matter of fact, I was there when you did the audition for it, and I remember I was trying to help you with that because he had to do that monologue.
Right.
And there's other people in the room, and he just focused on me. So I had to like react as if I was the victim when you did it, and that's when
Right.
you nailed the audition because there were some other good actors up for that.
Yeah.
And you
Well, that helps too because
Not a Bill Sorvino.
not a Bill Sorvino, no. No. But a pretty, one guy was pretty good,
Yeah, oh,
but
yeah.
you,
Jimmy.
yeah, Jimmy, and he,
Jimmy Pravisalis, great actor.
great actor,
Fantastic actor. I always felt guilty for taking the role from him because he was so great.
Wow. You feel
He's a great, look,
well,
I
you must be
I
in
give,
that
I give
caliber
props
then.
to
if
other
you,
great actors,
Good for
you know.
you. That's
And Paul was great in it. Paul
had-
was amazing in it.
we had, it's funny. I wasn't an actor, and actually a mutual friend now from The Sopranos, Federico Castelluccio,
right.
had a meeting with him, and he said you should be an actor. And from that's how I got cast into Maniac.
So he had no acting experience at all, and he did a great job.
Yeah, the writer of it, Nihad Shalabi, he heard that. He was there. He pulled me aside. Said, "Would you be interested in being in my film?" And I said, "Me?" And he's like, and he goes, "No, you're perfect for it." I said, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "No, this role is you."
That's awesome.
And then
He was right.
And that was it. Yeah,
He
it
was
was
right.
it was awesome. It was a great experience. And from that point, I haven't looked back. I just kind
And
of
when was this
into it.
shot now?
This was shot.
February of 2013, last year.
Okay. And I think we have a clip on this.
That was the only clip we have
Oh, okay.
was within my
Yeah, and I'm good.
yeah, Mommy's Box. We have the trailer for.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
We don't have a clip on this.
We don't. All right. Well, we don't have a clip
But-
on this.
Bill, get on the floor and we could react.
Do a live theater
We've done
version
that.
of Maniac.
We've done that.
Yeah,
That's
we could.
so cool.
We could react that because
Have you-
Bill, why? Why did you kill him?
Because he wasn't a good man.
All right, I'm gonna uncuff you. You got as long as it takes for my partner to get back here, to get out of here.
I just run off, right?
No, I say hit me. You won't hit me. Then you run off. Hit me.
Well, we just got a live performance.
Yellow piece,
here.
yellow
Yeah,
piece.
yellow piece.
Woo!
Love it.
What else have you guys worked on
So
together?
this, now we could bring up.
Well, we're
Mama's
actually we're working on a short film that we hope to get made into a feature that I wrote with Frank
You
Albanese.
write also.
Yes, I started writing and I love that. Started writing screenplays, downloaded Final Draft. Actually, I went to his film festival
Right.
and I was watching
Golden Door.
Film Festival, Jersey City in September.
Oh, it's coming up.
September 18th to the 21st.
Awesome.
And I went to his film festival 2 years ago, and
We might have to cover that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Come on location?
Absolutely.
Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Would love it, love it, love it.
Love it. We do that. We love that.
We do that. We do
We
that,
do
don't
that.
we?
Yeah, we do.
I sat and I watched every film that I could possibly watch, and I was like, I can do this. I had all these ideas. We talked about this before. We have
Yeah.
ideas in your head, and you're like, I think I can do this.
And you know what? I should have a camera rolling prior to this.
Right.
We get such good stuff before the actual
And
taping.
that's why I'm bringing it up. Well, so I said, I can do this. So I went home, downloaded Final Draft, paid the credit card, and I just kind of plunked away, stayed up all night,
Paid
and
for
I
it?
wrote.
You didn't get the bootleg?
Nah, I paid for it. I actually paid for it.
These are real
All right.
quality guests
I-
here on ADTV.
So I actually went in and I wrote a screenplay overnight that night, which is something we still want to do.
I love that. I love that. That story is amazing.
Yeah. And
Great.
And it was actually inspired because I had a conversation with his uncle, and we had a great conversation. Like I said, had never met him, never thought I was going to meet him, and so we had this great. And it inspired me to write a screenplay, and then I just decided from that point on, after I got cast in Maniac during the film festival actually, and I decided, something. I want to try to spend every day for the rest of my life doing something creative, whether it's writing, whether it's trying to be in a film.
you.
And that really became, and that really is the theme of my life. And, my wife, 100%
I
supportive.
hear you got a great wife too.
She's actually working right now. She's a nurse. She's working an overnight right now
You're
on
also
call.
very passionate about your family.
Absolutely.
Which is admirable.
My mother, actually my mother and his mother have a lot in common. They're both Sicilian, and they're both professionals. My mother's a college professor. His mom is a professional also. So, I mean...
Psychotherapist.
yeah.
That's why I'm so nuts.
But
I
yeah.
love it.
And
That is so cool.
So we kind of have that. We have that in common, and we both have very supportive families.
Yeah, especially in this industry, like I said, it's hard to maintain, keep your family.
Balancing it.
Yeah, and it just, when you see that, it's great to see, because you don't see a lot of that these days. You know, the family unit is just like crumbling, and especially in the entertainment industry, everybody always getting divorced or something. And when you hear like talented actors like this that have, you know, such great family values, and I know I'm repeating myself, but it's just such a great, it's a thing that everybody should work on in their life, because it's so rewarding.
And in this business, just to share our personal experiences, and I want your input on this. Family challenges, you know, actors in the business trying to strive to get success. I have 3 daughters. There are projects where I include them. And I have a daughter who wants to be an actress, and she's been in projects, and she loves it. And I have another daughter who could take it or leave it. And for me, when I have that actor's bug, you know, the next audition, the next callback, the next project, learn to say no. You get a callback, it's exciting. Somebody calls you for a project or a big role, and then you have to balance that out with the kids. And if I feel like if I've said yes or worked on something and cut into my children's time, I feel guilty. And I'm glad I feel that way, because then I want to make up for it. But it's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
It's very hard, because it's not a 9-to-5 job. There's a whole lot of commitment and dedication that goes on. And, you know, and we enjoy our work, but we love our families too. And it's just, for me, it's hard. It
can definitely be challenging. I don't have children, but, you know, same as you, lots of nieces and nephews, you know, very close in family. And the great thing, though, is getting into this later in life. My mom, who's going to be 80, loves it. My stepfather,
awesome.
they love it. They love, if I have the most minor, you know, part on a Discovery ID thing,
Right.
or especially I was a lead on a few, like on Stalked. Of course, I was the stalker. They love it. They
Paul
have a
forgot
party.
his, acting reel.
Yeah, they love it though. They you know, they love it, and it's great. It's a great feeling.
That's
you
good.
know?
You got that support. Nothing
Yeah,
beats that.
and I know
The Italian way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
yourself? Some challenges with you have children that
Yes.
you had shared. How's your balancing? Do you find yourself?
Well, you know, whenever I'm on a set, you know, and I have to be away, you know, when I did Mommy's Box just recently, I had to go to Long Island several times, you know, because I was one of the leads, so I had a lot of working days. And, you know, I had to stay over. Sometimes I would try and drive back as many times as I could when I was doing it. But all the time, you know, and it's always long days, you know, so it's,
Always.
you know, acting is it's very interesting because, you know, when you're working, it's just constantly working. When you're not working, you have all the time in the world. So, like, you know, I spend as much time as I possibly can with my wife and my kids, you know, just to strengthen and fortify the relationships with my
Yes.
wife, and, you know, and have my kids realize that I'm just fawning all over them, so that carries over to the times when I'm not around.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
when I shot in Iowa, I shot that one film in Iowa, A Place for Heroes.
Right.
You know, I was gone for a few weeks, and you know, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Every night,
It's a
you
str-
know,
yeah,
how
it
are you
can be a strain.
doing? You know, and it's you know, but like I said, I have a wonderful wife. My wife
That's
Michelle,
what it
you know,
is.
is
Yep.
completely supportive.
That's what it
It
is.
doesn't mean it doesn't take its toll sometimes, but you know, that's why in the between times, I spend so much energy making sure that the strength is there, and we've really come to a good place on that. You
That's
know,
great.
because she realizes now that I am really, really a committed husband and father.
That's
Without question.
so-
Very
You're a
important.
team.
You know
really.
what? You're going to have
Yeah,
such
we're
a
a team.
huge fan club of women out there, because when they hear this, all this it's like great stuff.
It's the only way I
just
can live.
Huge.
the only way I can live.
You have
That's
to be
it.
a part of a team, like as we were saying.
Yeah.
You
I
have,
agree.
you have,
and no
your
team
partner.
is perfect. You're gonna have your ups and downs.
Right,
You're gonna have your
exactly.
arguments. You're gonna have whatever, but you have to be able
One year
to
we
move
win
on.
the Super Bowl, one year we're in the gutter.
Yeah, it's
But you
true.
know what? At the end of the day, as long as you win a few Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I came home from doing an acting gig, and, you know, my wife had worked all, you know, she almost sound asleep. She woke up, and I didn't even realize it. She was like, you know, I'm going to bed. And she's like, I just love seeing you this happy. So I must have been radiating
Yeah,
or
you must
beaming
be
because I was,
glowing.
yeah.
You were
glowing.
Yeah, I was glowing. So
I just thought you were red because you were Irish.
I'm not Irish.
I know. I
Only
just
Irish.
like Irish.
He's the
no,
Irish.
no. He's
Yeah.
right. That's just.
This is an Italian blonde, blue eye.
Well, my father was Danish, so
All
I
right.
got the Scandinavian. But yeah, my
Yeah.
mom is.
You But you know what?
Still talented.
Ask Rose when her birthday is.
Let's
When's
not
your
go there. We
birthday,
do
Rose?
this
St.
every-
Patrick's Day.
Oh, how funny.
Ah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's like an Italian curse or something.
It is.
What is that?
Thank you. It is an Italian.
Someone
curse.
did the
Yeah,
pronoun-
someone give me the
Irish
Maloy.
style. What are you
Maloy.
talking about?
Yeah, you know, my mom tried really hard to make it my day, you know. Oh, they're having a parade for you. And I'm like, oh, why are these scary little green things running
Gremlins.
around there? But whatever. So let's talk about this Mama's box.
So which one?
Mama's.
He's
My
Mama's
45th
He's
birthday.
Mama's box?
Oh, my 45th birthday. That's Richard Viteri. Probably, you know, I'm going to say, and I'm biased because he's a good friend, one of the greatest American living authors. He's an author, screenwriter, poet, published. I mean, just has a book that's published out now called, why am I drawing? The Writer's Afterlife. He has another one coming out called Champagne and Cocaine. He's, as I said, as far as a playwright, his uncle has done readings of some of his stuff. Francis Ford Coppola directed his movies.
Right.
Well, he's this great poet. He has this amazing poem in his last published book on my 45th birthday. And reading it, you know, and a few other people I spoke to had the same, you have almost a, picturing like a Fellini-esque kind of reading of it. Like, you know, and you have, you know, a lot of images. So I spoke to him and I said, Rich, how about we film you doing this? And, you know, we film it in your old neighborhood where things took place. So he loved the idea. So we're, hopefully within about a week or so, we're going to be filming that.
Wow, that's exciting.
There's another short that we're doing that we hope to be made into a feature, The Barber.
The Barber.
And that's with Frank Albanese plays the barber.
Right.
Richard Viteri plays his sidekick. Bill Sorvino plays I'd say, like a younger kind of John Gotti-esque type mobster.
Right.
And I play a cop.
A cop.
I never guessed that.
You?
And there's my
Your background?
A young Gotti and a cop.
Well, and my partner who helped me create it, this guy Charles Delgado, he's very talented. He plays a mobster, and if you saw his acting, really, you'd understand it.
Right.
He can play that part perfectly. And yeah, so we hope to be shooting that. We had a little problem with the location, and you know how an independent film, how tough that can be.
Yeah.
But it may be perfect. We think we found a perfect location. We're fingers are crossed that we
That's
can
awesome. It
that
sounds
we can lock
exciting.
that down. And yeah, it's great. There's another with Richard Viteri. He started writing a feature that we really can't talk about, kind of an untitled feature. But I've read the first 30 or 40 pages, and it's unbelievable. It's
You guys
amazing.
are busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are rocking.
Busy,
Yeah.
busy bees.
That's huge.
It's you know, it's nonstop. It's great. I love every second of it, and I know Bill's the same way. You kind of, and I'm sure you both are the same way. You can't really. It's hard to think about anything else, right?
It's, you know what, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're always looking for, even though you catch your gig, but you're always
The next.
The next
looking
gig.
for your
They're
next
always the
gig.
next.
Yeah, and you know what? And like yesterday we were shooting on set, and the adrenaline, just that, it's like the best feeling. I can't explain it. When you're doing something you love, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like
And when you
work.
get the zone and when you nail a great take,
Oh my God, we had
there's nothing better. Nothing better.
You're so right.
Unless you slam your coffee cup like I did.
Oh my God. Oh
No,
my
but you're
God.
right. So
You're lucky you didn't
this
get beat up.
barber thing sounds pretty cool.
I mean, I've even gotten, being a novice to it, I can say this. I've even, you know, I remember doing a background gig on Blue Bloods, and it was directed by Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And when he came out, which I'd never had a director do, I was like, your expressions are great, you're great, and started talking to me, punched me in the arm, and then walked out. Even that feeling is great. Even though you're really atmosphere, you know,
No,
you're in the
it's true.
background,
It's
it's
true.
just everything that you can do in the business, you just love doing. You just love
It all
every
leads to something
feedback.
else.
Yeah,
It does.
Networking is really
yeah.
the key,
It's
Important.
true.
which is
Very
why the
important.
Golden Door Film Festival is so important.
It really is. The people that you meet there, the people that I've met there are amazing. It's
Well, my uncle's always there. You know, Mira comes
No, we're
to
going
some.
to come down.
Yeah,
and we're going
yeah,
to
you
cover
have
that.
to.
I'm going
This year it's going to be huge. We have
When
so
is it
many.
this year?
What's that?
When is it this
September.
year?
It's
You-
September 18th to the 21st. September 18th to the,
gonna-
where am I looking?
Yeah.
September 18th to the 21st, GoldenDoorFilmFestival.org. You have to come. It's going to be great. We have a lineup of films. We have the Bronx Bull, which is the prequel to Raging Bull.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
going to be our
incredible.
Saturday night red
Awesome.
carpet event.
Wow.
It stars William Forsythe, and it's got a
William
long list
Forsythe.
of major celebrity names.
Wow. We're gonna have a camera crew. We're gonna
We're going to have
definitely
another
go
red
down
carpet
there.
event. It's Gary Pastore.
Love
Vinny
Gary.
Pastore's
I actually
cousin.
worked with Gary Pastore. He was on Blue Bloods.
Yeah, he plays.
I was doing
recently.
background on that.
I'm going to say Spiro, but he plays the Greek coffee
Yes,
vendor there. Yeah,
But
Yeah.
he made a documentary called De-Stressed. A great documentary about trying to get over. He had post-traumatic stress from 9/11 and distressing. The whole documentary is about that, and we're gonna have we have a special event being cooked up as we speak. I cannot speak about it yet.
Right.
But it's gonna be a big special event.
This sounds really
Yeah,
exciting.
we also have a boxing documentary where they're going to be bringing some major boxers from New York in.
Mm-hmm.
We have a film that played in Tribeca called Sister, which has a long list of stars as well. And then opening night, the 2 films, both of them starring Rumor Willis, and we're trying to get her out for the
Right,
film.
right.
And Chris
That's
Marquette,
Bruce
who's also
Willis's
another
daughter.
well-known,
Yep.
very well-known actor.
Right.
Those are the opening night films. She stars both the short film and the feature film, and they're both about autism.
Wow.
Autism Speaks is our autism. Both of my children were diagnosed on the spectrum. My daughter miraculously grew out of it
That's
at 5 years
a
old. Literally
blessing.
That's
at
a
5, when
miracle.
she was 5 years old, she went completely out of it.
Wow.
Wow.
My son is, struggling through it. He has speech difficulties, but he's really progressing.
Right.
He's 5.5, so he's doing well. But we have our experiences with both of our children,
Sure,
and
yeah.
so the autism aspect of the film festival has now become what I'm a big focus for me and I'm the founder, so it's for me and my wife. It's really very important to us. And Autism Speaks jumped in head first. They're giving us nice money and big supports, media campaign, everything. I mean, we're going to be hitting in the media like huge.
That's amazing.
Huge.
That's
Very very
awesome.
soon.
What a
So,
blessing.
Yeah, it is, and it's coming from a good place. It's a labor of love, the
It
film
is.
festival.
It really is.
And so, but it's it's growing. This is our 4th year, God willing,
Yeah, you
we've
can't say enough
we've become
about it
something
'cause,
that people really want to go to.
You have another great sponsor too this year. For the first year, you have another big sponsor.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tommy Hilfiger is our presenting sponsor
Right.
this year.
That's amazing.
I thought I said that. Did I not say that?
No, I don't.
I think
you
you
might
mentioned
have.
it earlier.
He mentioned
Oh,
it
and so
earlier.
You
yeah.
weren't here, Paul.
The ADD
Yeah.
I
also.
did,
That's
yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, we thank
No,
God
that's
we're
huge.
doing really well with that, and
That's a huge sponsor.
we're right across from Lower Manhattan, so it's easy to get people there. We get a lot
Right.
of New York.
And you're doing good, and you're bringing
Doing
these
great.
great films to the public. I mean,
We have a lot of autism films too.
really,
Made by highly functioning autistic individuals.
that's incredible.
That's the amazing thing. I didn't even know that existed.
No, neither did I.
And we have some of that in the festival this year. I want to be able to create a camp for kids that creates films for autistic highly. Yeah,
Awesome.
it exists already, and John Travolta's brother does one, and I want to try and work in conjunction with them hopefully. But
Right.
that's something I really feel
Well, John Travolta
very
had
passionate
that
about.
experience
Because
with-
my daughter, she was very artistic before she grew out of it,
Right.
and she was so hyper focused. Her art was prodigious. It was. It was something that Picasso-esque type of
Really?
stuff. It was
This is your daughter?
mind blowing. She was 3 years old. 3 years old, and she draws like a regular kid now. But there's something in autistic individuals that they can do something so intensively
Right.
that they become so great at that one thing. And I think filmmaking is one of those areas that I think that they would flourish in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
we are
very- I
being
feel very-
told we are out of time,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Are we? Wait, we gotta
This is-
play the
This
clip.
is the hottest topic talking. What do we have?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh, we said clip? Oh, we had a missed signal. That's exciting news.
I didn't know. That's the second time.
This is ADTV. I
no,
thought I saw that
we have
motion.
plenty of time.
We
So-
have a clip to show.
Well, we're not done talking. Can we get 2 more minutes?
Can we put that aside? We're getting a thumbs up.
Let me tell you, I think he has more ADD than
You think he
I
has
do.
more than you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I might have more than her tonight.
No, but so like, I agree with you on that autism thing. Just to sum it all up, I think everybody should pick a charity and like really get passionate behind it.
Yeah.
And it really does help.
It makes
these
you feel
people,
better.
and it makes you feel
Makes
better.
you feel better
Right.
doing it.
Exactly.
It's good for them, but it's good for you.
It's good for
People don't
it's-
realize how
it's
good it is for
true.
yourself
It's
when you
true.
give to others in that way,
Exactly.
especially less fortunate, and that's what that's about.
And I commend you too, because you're not only giving yourself as an actor, and in this film festival, you're giving also as a parent of experience.
Yes.
Which is huge.
And I want to give hope because my daughter came to a whole other place from where she started.
Right.
And not every child can go maybe have that wonderful transformation, but at least we know that there's something that we're not maybe getting or missing, and something clicked for my daughter. And we have to find that missing key.
Yeah, or
the
find
puzzle,
out.
The puzzle piece is the thing for Autism
Yeah,
Speaks.
it's a symbol.
Is the symbol, and that puzzle piece is somewhere, and we need to find that puzzle
It's
piece.
true.
Because my daughter found that puzzle piece. My son is still looking for it.
Right.
But I really feel very strongly that with research and awareness and my daughter's kids like my daughter can show no, this is not
Yeah.
irreversible, whatever
Right.
this is. She went from non-communication, no eye contact, very repetitive behavior to entirely 100% normal,
What a
And
blessing.
how was this?
almost overnight.
What a blessing.
Almost.
That's why.
overnight.
That's a
Her
miracle.
fifth
It's
party,
amazing.
her fifth birthday party. On her fifth birthday, she started talking like that, out of the blue.
And I bet you guys had some big smiles and a lot of tears.
I'll never forget that day. She said, "Birthday
You-
hot dog."
What was your reaction? Were you like,
I was like, "Oh, wait, birthday,
Am I
hot-
dreaming?
birthday hot dog."
Yeah,
It was the first-
birthday
It was
hot
like the
dog.
first thing she ever said.
What? Really?
Said
Oh my
birthday
God.
hot
and she
dog.
was 5?
Five.
I have a friend who has a daughter that goes.
That's
and
incredible.
it's-
That's amazing.
And from seeing her, from you talking about your own, and she's still struggling. She's doing these behaviors and things that you're talking about. But if I saw her name's Allegra, do what you just said, I'd be bawling.
Yeah, no,
Because
that's like a
that's
miracle.
just,
It was a miracle.
Yeah.
A complete miracle. Absolute miracle.
Well, on that note, that's fabulous. And you know what else too? It also not autism also. The research just doesn't go to help, but it goes to the prevention, because they go and find out products that might be causing these
causing it.
things, and that's a whole nother talk show. But
Yeah, but what he's just doing, even with
but the charities, that's what I was trying to say.
that charity, you're getting people to
Push
talk
that
about
knowledge
it.
out there.
And
Yeah.
you're putting
People are thinking
you're
about it,
putting
getting
you're putting love
the
out
common
there.
conscious, the collective conscious to a higher level, even though it is there,
So this film festival is just more than just film.
Yeah.
This is
It started out as just-
everybody should really look into it.
It started out as just films,
Right.
and it has grown as we've grown as parents, and I was the founder again, and it's something so...
Is it open to the public too?
Yeah,
Like,
it's open
so
to the public. You can buy
is there
tickets
some-
online. You go on the film festival website. You can buy tickets.
So
you can buy
our
all access
audience
passes
could
right
actually
now.
go down and support the cause and actually check out these great films and check out the stars there.
Awesome.
That festival is like, it's like a night out with the Sorvino family.
Yeah.
You know something? That's really what it is. It's
That's
it's a
awesome.
film festival,
night.
but it's like
is.
going to a film festival with the Sorvino family. And I mean his entire family.
That's
And they
amazing.
will all, from his mother to his father, his sisters, they will all, his daughter, his
And my uncle.
Hey.
his uncle,
And my uncle.
and his uncle, they will all take you in as, as a visitor, as a guest, and
We're Italian. We
and
can't
yeah.
help. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's what
I
I
do
was
not
gonna
know
say.
how to do it any other way.
I was just gonna say, hey, that's the Italian way.
And it is in the main place. It's held in the Jersey City Lowe's, which is
Right.
restored from the way it was
Movie
in
palace.
1924. The
I
movie
was there. I've
palace.
been there.
Oh yeah.
And so
Outrageous.
you couldn't ask for more beautiful.
It's jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's breathtaking. Yeah.
Breathtaking.
Yeah, it's the perfect location.
Well, you guys seem to be like a good team too.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
became very good friends, creative partners in ways.
Yeah, we're working
And
on.
we work. Yeah, it's nice working. We bounce ideas off each other. He's a very creative guy, so I like to be with creative people. And also,
And you're a deep guy. Yeah.
And I used to be a
Are you
musician
surprised?
also.
And I don't know. No.
I used to be a musician when I was a teenager, and I actually worked in recording studios. I worked on a lot of records, more like a gopher, but was an assistant engineer, but like Hall and Oates, like a lot of like
We love Hall.
that song "Out of Touch."
Yeah.
I was there for like the recording of most of that.
Really?
Mick Jagger, his solo album, I worked on that.
That's awesome.
A lot of remixes, like Springsteen. I worked on Well, it used to be
You
Sun
were
City.
meant to
yeah.
be in the
Yeah.
entertainment business.
And then I just got out of it completely, and then I came back to it later in life.
Where did you go to? Would you tell us what you
Yeah,
did prior to
He
or
was
you don't wanna?
relaxing.
I
as a
became a
cop.
cop. I became a cop. I I guess I watched an episode of Miami Vice, the music, everything, and I took a
Said,
test.
I
and
got
that
my
was it.
job.
And then it was nothing like that. I didn't have a Ferrari. I didn't have.
No,
you know,
you didn't get to wear the jacket and roll up your sleeves.
Well, I tried.
How
Well,
long?
you were in Old Bridge, not in Miami.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I moved
That's a big
around. I
difference.
worked for the count. I worked in a couple different departments. But yeah, I landed in Old Bridge
And how
before I
long were
retired
you
for a few years. Yeah.
for a cop? How long?
Yeah. It's hard to say. Quite a few years. 10 years, 11 years.
Putting the guy in
I
a
got hurt in the
spot,
line
man.
of duty.
Well, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
You got hurt?
Yeah.
Something like
making
exciting?
an arrest.
Getting hurt is exciting for you, huh?
Well, on the job, you know, like jumping out of a building, rescuing a baby. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was trying to get a cat out of a tree.
Did you get a splinter?
He ran over a cat. and hit
He
the
ran over a
side.
cat and pretended he was in the tree.
After I shot the cat out of the tree. Like, wasn't that in one of those police academy movies? It's like the cat's in the tree, and
There
he
you
goes,
go.
"Okay, ma'am," and he,
Bam!
yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
What else you
Don't say
need?
that on the cats. Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah, no, it was a departure, but I'm glad to be doing creative stuff
Well,
now.
we're glad you're
Yeah,
doing
I
what you
enjoy
love
it.
and
And I can draw on some of that stuff.
bringing
you know.
quality. See, I love this because you guys are bringing quality back to the screen with these these new projects and ideas. Because just lately, it just seems like with all the past 10 years, the reality shows and
Oh,
all
yeah,
this.
it's terrible.
It's just really sucking up the industry, and
It's-
it's just good to hear that we're getting.
That's why I
quality
aligned with
writing.
Paul, because I know he's very quality oriented. And
Yeah.
He's very, very, very detail oriented in his writing.
Right.
When we filmed Maniac, I remember, I actually waited and I told him a story about an arrest that we made, and it was a guy who was trying to break in to a garden apartment, and it turns out he was wanted for murder, and it was a young girl and a baby and the mother, and he was trying to get in there, and they didn't speak English, so she had to call her husband. They were Polish. She had to call her husband in New York. Then he called us, and then I happened to just pull up, and this guy's running, and I tackled him, and he seemed a little odd, so I ran him through the system. It was back probably in the 90s, and he was wanted for committing a homicide, and he probably would have done that. And I told the story to Bill that night, and he then came back to me, and he kept focusing on that because he was playing a vigilante, and he said he used that, and I think that was kind of the beginning when we kind of started bonding, I would say, because we really didn't know each other that well, but I think from that we just kind of knew we could work off
together.
each other, and I kind of learned something that you have to draw upon some of those things sometimes,
Right, that's true.
to get into.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to call Angelo.
Well,
Jeez.
I think we have time for that clip.
Oh,
Yeah.
that clip. You know
Can
what?
we go to the clip?
Can you-
Angelo's going to have to wait this time.
And sorry, Angelo. Okay. So can we? The clip is on
Mommy's Box.
Mommy's Box.
It was the preview trailer that before it was shot. Actually, we did a preview trailer.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Mommy's
Go to the
Box.
videotape.
Let's see it.
It's got great music from Paolo Coelho.
All right.
Right.
Go on, Jen. Johnny, let's go. Joey, stay in the car.
She made me lie, cheat, and steal when she was gone.
All we need is a signature. Now here's the key.
It's your mother's funeral. You sure you don't want me to be there?
You know, I wasn't really that close with my mother. And you have a show tomorrow night, right? So let's just worry about that. We'll do the show, and I'll be at your show tomorrow night, okay?
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Could have been mine, mama. She never really had a way. She never really had the days to just spend time. Could have been mine.
There he is. Come here.
Welcome home, bro. I could really use your help going through all of her stuff.
What, like these rocks?
Those rocks are Mommy's crystals.
Oh, Joey, come on. Don't tell me you're starting to believe in this garbage too now.
You gotta believe in something. Arm wrestle. I win, you stay.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It's been a long time. I've missed you.
I've missed you too. Oh, you've been hitting the gym there, huh?
You remember this song?
Yeah, you're my older brother. You're supposed to protect me.
I know, I'm sorry. What do you think, it was fun for me?
Can you just please wait a minute? Where are you going?
You need to figure out what you want. I'm gonna go.
I felt
anything happens to me, I want you to take this key and empty that box. Do you understand?
We will rise.
Wow, Mommy's box.
We gotta look out for that. So, when would that be coming out?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I mean, maybe towards the end of this year, I would hope.
Wow, that looks really
It's
good.
in, it's in the, post and all that
Post,
stuff, so I don't know exactly what the stage is. I think he said he's got about a half an hour or something like that done.
Right.
He said he goes, Bill, it's your best work to date.
Wow, it looks really good.
Well, that's a compliment.
Yes.
I hope.
Great, great, great. Well, we do have to wrap it up, but we'd like to thank you guys.
I don't know where time went. We talked about so much, and it was like good stuff.
Sorry I bombarded you.
No, you didn't.
No.
This was like so, I don't know, it was like really deep, really good stuff.
Passionate.
Exciting.
Passionate, yeah. Like, and you guys kept me focused. I was like on my best behavior.
We're all passionate about what we're doing. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's the common theme right here in this little
Yes,
group.
that's awesome.
These 4 little people right here.
We were talking
Passion.
about people phoning it in. Bill and I earlier today, we saw a film where somebody was phoning it in. They just weren't
I'll
there.
never phone it in.
And they were very talented, and we're like, we can't do that.
Right.
That less is more sometimes works
True.
better, but
It has to be real.
it has to be
to be
real.
real. Has to be
Yeah,
real.
it has to be real.
Well, everybody, we thank you for joining us with these wonderful guests. You got to go to this film festival, the Golden Door. I think it's a great thing. I think you guys are going to have a great time. So I want to thank Bill Sorvino.
Bill Sorvino.
Thank you.
Paul
Paul
Thank you,
Neilson.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this.
Oh, this is great.
And him. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again on. Can we all say it together?
ADTV.
All of us at one,
ADTV.
No, he really
all
has
of
it.
us at one time.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready, set, go.
ADTV.